Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be showing you a brief overview and review of Wormholes by AEG. So basically in this game, you are a captain of a passenger spaceship traveling through space, creating wormholes to get from far off planets, and you're just trying to be the most successful in dropping off the most passengers, hopefully creating your wormholes first around a planet so you can get these exploration tokens. And it's just basically that's every turn is you're just moving and then hopefully dropping off passengers or picking up passengers. And I'll go a little bit more in depth than that. So basically, you start out the game with a stack of wormhole tokens, 1 through 5, two matching stacks in your color, or you could stack them all together, 1, 1, 2, 2. And the reason you have duplicates of a number is you're going to start off the game, first of all, as an inactive wormhole. When they're turned on this side, they're active. This side, they're inactive. And you're going to place your ship on top of it around the space station. So there's your first wormhole. Then you get 3 energy tokens, which represent 3 moves per turn. So you could use all 3 of those if you wanted on your first turn. Move right here beside this planet and place another wormhole. And you place it adjacent to you and the planet. So as soon as you have 2 of the same number on the board, they become active. So that's an active wormhole that either yourself or any of your opponents can use to travel quickly throughout space from planet to planet. And that is a free action. The only thing that costs energy is the movements from tile to tile. So when another player uses your wormhole, you do get one of these tokens each time they do that. So it gives you it helps them out, and it gives you a reward for them using your wormhole. So you're going to be doing that throughout and more than one player can have their wormholes next to a planet. You just can't have 2 of your own next to the same planet. But the reward is if you're the first to put a wormhole by a planet, you get the exploration token. You keep collecting these until you see this, which means all planets connected. Then the first player, who's represented by this token here, then each turn, their turn will remove one of those it's a countdown. You get 3 more rounds after the planet's connected token shows to finish the game. So then it's kind of crunch time. Hopefully you have planets in your hand that are close to you. If they're far away, you're not going to get to those by the time the game ends, because you only get 3. You can only move 3 spaces unless you're lucky enough to have a wormhole near you. Then that's a different story. But you start out with 3 energy. You also have your, what is this called? The ship pickup token. This means it's available to use. This is when it's spent. You can pick up passengers when you're next to a planet or the space station. When you're next to the space station, you can pick up any 2 different planets off the space station decks. When you're next to a planet, you draw back up to 4 cards. So before you draw, you can get rid of as many cards as you want, and they just go in the space station area. And you just keep them in stacks of like planets, so it's easy for players to know how many's there and grab the ones they want. So on the space station, you can only pick up a max of 2, and they have to be different planets. However, if you're picking from the deck and you're next to a planet, you can discard as many cards as you want into the space station and pick up to 4. So if you don't like any of your cards, discard them, and you can replace all 4 of them, or you can get 1 or 2, however many you want to get. If you happen to draw a card that matches the planet you're next to, you have to discard that into the space station and draw another one. So it's a very simple game to learn, very, very easy to pick up. Look, we basically learned we watched a quick video, and then we just went from there, and we needed to refresh. We did in the book. It's very simple rules.
The last rule is these asteroids or dark colors, you can't actually move on them.
Any
you have to go around them.
solid dark background with an asteroid or a planet, you cannot move through or on those. So they're an obstacle. This right here
allows you a photon.
What is that called?
Photon cannon allows you to go in a straight line.
It's right here.
Any as far as you, and it goes. You're allowed to go through objects.
And if you see this, it's an orbit. That means you can spend 1 energy to move anywhere in that orbit. So it's a way to move to the other side. It only costs 1 energy. There's no wormholes or black holes on this. We're playing the beginner version.
There is a nebula.
Nebulas cost nothing. They're
move.
free to move through these spaces. I guess they kind of push you through. And these are all on the player aid cards. And there's also one with the turn structure. So your turns I've basically already went over, but you're spending your energy, picking up passengers, dropping off passengers, hopefully. And then all the while you're scoring 2 points for each passenger you drop off. So you're going to have your hand, and you're going to try to get to these planets that you draw. Of course, if you don't like them, you can trade for more by using your pickup token. But when you get to a planet, say I'm here, so I've got that planet in my hand. I'm dropping off that passenger. Each one of those, you just put face down. That's 2 victory points at the end of the game. If you do happen to collect or drop off passengers at more than 5 planets, for each additional planet you drop off passengers to, you get an additional 3 points. Is that correct? 3 points?
Yeah, 3 points for each different planet beyond 5 you deliver to.
Like he did 7, so he got 6 additional points on top of his 2 points per passenger that he dropped off. You get various points based on the points, which these go up in value for each planet that you're the first to put a wormhole on. It goes 1 through 8. So you get more points for later in the game, putting wormholes, basically. And then, of course, you get points for each time someone uses your wormhole. And I believe that's it, correct?
Yeah, that's it.
And, I mean, very simple game. So hopefully that helps you decide if this is a game you might want to play. It's basically a pick-up and drop-off game. Pick up and deliver, yeah. I guess you'd say. So what do you think about it?
I think the components and the idea of the wormholes are really well implemented. I think that those are great ideas. What lacks is probably the interaction or any take that element. I think this is more of a lax game, and so it's more for, I would say, medium or lightweight, because it's very simplistic rules and with little interaction. And then the cards, I think, are the lackluster of the game. They don't do much, and so it just I think hampers the interaction, because even if you don't have like player interactions, there could have been implemented some powers, abilities, or something that just, allows you to do different things within the board. I think that this is kind of lays flat for me, and I'd wanted more. I like the wormhole aspect of the game and the movement stuff. I think what I pretty much thought would, propel it more was the cards, which they didn't. So for me, the replayability is kind of limited because it just, it's kind of flat for me. I could see them reinventing it, hopefully, and, just adding more things to the game, because the idea and the components and everything is there. It just needs a little bit more to give it just a little bit more things that you could do. So for me, I give it a 6 out of 10. I see the possibilities, but to me, it feels like an unfinished game that really needs to have more, incorporated into it to take it to the next level. So what did you think about it?
Very similar. I just feel this is not a bad game. It's just we're hardcore board gamers, and we are like, take that. We enjoy the interaction and cutthroat games. I mean, we don't always play cutthroat games, but for me, it was to go here, pick up that, drop off this, and it was really repetitive. So it like Anthony said, it did need something more for more of your for hardcore gamers to enjoy this game. It needs something like playability or something more other than just that repetitive trying to get here to drop off this, pick up that. And there's a lot of luck. Like I kept drawing cards, planets that were way far away, and so if I spent moves trying to get to those, it was mid to late game, so it was too late for me to change my strategy. And I was placing my wormholes more in this area, and I kept drawing cards for over here. So it's a lot of luck in the game. So I feel this is more of a game for maybe beginner board gamers or people that just don't like take that. If you don't like to take that, I mean, this would be a great game because there is no player interaction other than using a player's wormhole. And that is not take that. That's literally giving them a point as a thank you.
Yeah, because you could, even if someone's in the wormhole, you still could go through the wormhole.
Yeah, there's no blocking.
Yeah.
The only blocking is the
asteroids.
Yeah,
and stuff,
the things on the
planets.
board that everyone has to work around. So it's the components are amazing. Like these are really nice chips. I mean, very nice game. And I could see there's probably a ton of people with the right game group probably love this game because it's just for us. It's just not exciting enough. But I would definitely also give it a 6.
Yeah. And I see why. Once you play it once, you kind of figure out the strategy. You're always going to want to build wormholes at the furthest distance, even if you don't have the cards, because it pretty much entices other players to keep on using your wormhole to get the 1 point. So once you figure that out, it kind of becomes obsolete because that's what everyone will do. They will just go from one space to the furthest planet, and so you pretty much will have to use it to catch up to your opponent. So, and
the wormholes are free actions, so if you plan it right, or if you get lucky, I guess I should say, you get 3 moves. So if you get lucky, and you can go from wormhole to wormhole as long as you do an action in between. So you could jump from, here to here, or here to here, and then do an action, take a couple moves. If there happen to be a wormhole like right here, then you could jump from that wormhole over to there. So and then say you happen to get lucky and do this one, you do your action around with the planet, then you can move to that wormhole. I mean, you could actually take a lot of moves if you get lucky with the wormhole placements, because you only have 3 moves, but if you're going wormhole to wormhole and there's a lot of other wormholes around that planet, you could technically just keep jumping from planet to planet.
Yeah, and that's why you would entice them, because the cards are kind of random, and so the further wormholes you have, the more it entices your opponent to use your wormholes, because they're going to have to use it to pretty much drop off the passengers, or they'll take longer, and then you're just going to constantly score more points in the long run. So they have no choice otherwise to stay competitive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's Anthony dominated in this game. That's what he did. Basically, I didn't utilize his wormholes that much. I only used them once or twice, but it was so late in the game.
Yeah, well, after we played it, I kind of figured out that's what you do, because if you keep on keeping close together, it's not going to entice people because they could do it themselves.
Right.
Where if you do it further, but from other videos, we saw that the cards are pretty much what's going to score you the most points.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the cards are random, so the game becomes random.
Right. The way he won is he collected a lot. He was able to drop off more passengers, and he was able to hit 7 planets, whereas I hit 5, he hit 7. So it was again, the luck of the cards, and he did branch out sooner than I did. By the time I figured that out, it was too late in the game. I got to here.
Yeah.
And then it was down to the last 3 rounds. So it was just too late for me to go change my strategy. And once that's another thing on this game, there's really no catching up.
No.
Once someone has gotten so far ahead, there's not enough time or moves for you to catch up.
Yeah, because it's hard to catch up because of the randomness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, and then once someone has already gotten to a certain point, like you will have to keep doing the card where you get 4 to try to get as many as you can to a planet that's near you, so you could score. And so it becomes very random very quick.
Yeah, and just repetitive.
Yeah, so that's why we're giving it a 6 out of 10 because we see the possibilities. Mm-hmm. There just needs to be more implemented in the cards that take it to the next step.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we weren't too hard. I don't think we were too harsh on the game. It's not a bad game.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just not.
And you can see the possibilities.
It's just not our type of game. Mm-hmm. But again, I could totally see how a lot of people would love this game. So, so take what we say with a grain of salt. And anyone that's watched our channel for a while knows that we love take that and lots of player interaction.
Yeah.
But so hopefully this helped you to decide whether this is a game you would like for your game collection. If not, AEG makes tons of games.
Yeah,
and we've liked almost every game they've made. I think maybe this is the first one we've not loved.
Yeah, this is the first one we've not loved.
AEG has a ton of games, lots of great games. So you should definitely check them out and look at their website and see what all they have because
they have a great catalog.
Their games are easy to follow, easy to learn. They always have awesome components. Like they definitely know how to make games that are more family friendly oriented. Like the whole family can enjoy their games. A lot of them, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
So
all their games are family.
Yeah. So I would definitely check them out if you want to explore more of their games. But thank you for watching. Please give us a like. Feel free to leave a comment. If not already, we hope you will subscribe to our channel. And we look forward to seeing you next time.